Just wondering, how many of you folks out there listening plan for your next few days of meals, for your next week of meals, actually on the weekend, be it a Saturday or a Sunday? Either one. Let me know that in the comment section below. Today, I want to talk about let's do a meal plan overhaul, but the frugal way. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jan. Welcome to another episode on this channel, the Save Money More Jan channel. How's everybody doing today? Yes, indeed. I want to talk about doing a meal plan overhaul, but the frugal way. Now, of course, I usually do that all the time in general in life, but this time I want to zone in on specifics. Do you enjoy vegetables? Yes or no? Let me know that in the comment section below. Some people do. Some people are like, maybe they don't, or they're lukewarm about it. But this is not about like a vegetarian plan, so to speak. It just so happens to be, in my opinion, delicious meals made with vegetables. And personally, many times I prefer working with frozen vegetables. I'm just saying. All right, so one of the things that's overlooked a lot by many people is the delicious value of cauliflower. Now, the frozen cauliflower, the florets, they are so easy to work with. Did you ever have a cauliflower floret patty? Yum. My mom used to make them. My mother in law used to make them. And then, of course, I made them. And I used to love to basically chop up the frozen cauliflower, okay, let it sit out. Then I would take paper towel and drain out any excessive water. Then what I would do is I would mix it with a beaten up egg, right? Then I would season it up. I would put Parmesan cheese. I would put breadcrumbs and I would form it into a patty. Instead of having a burger patty, I had a cauliflower patty. Yum. Fry that thing up. I used to shallow fry it. I don't deep fry anything because I think to me it's just too much to deal with all that extra oil. It doesn't really make that much of a difference in flavor, in my opinion. Now, some people, instead of using the Italian seasoning breadcrumb, they may use panko, or some people just use a little bit of flour and the breadcrumb of their choice or whatever. But that's the way I did it with the Italian seasoned breadcrumb and some Parmesan cheese in the mixture. You might put a little salt and pepper to taste and a little bit of the batter that you get. And when you fry those up, they are so, so good. So that's one veggie meal component idea. You can eat it by itself, you can eat it with something else, but it is very inexpensive and it's highly, highly delicious. You could swap it out probably, in my guesstimation, with broccoli. I never did it with broccoli, but it tastes totally amazing with the cauliflower. And anybody on a lower, not low, but lower carb plan could work around that. Just use Parmesan cheese instead of breadcrumb to bind it up and then to fry it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yum, yum, yum. Cauliflower, let's mention it again. You could mash that up like mashed potatoes and flavor it up. You could do a lot of things with cauliflower if you're on a lower carb plan. I'm just saying it's so relatively inexpensive. Now, instead of buying a big bag of frozen sweet potato fries, you can get the actual sweet potato yourself and chop it up into little, fry looking sticks. You see where I'm going with that? Put on a little bit of nonstick spray, a little bit of salt and pepper, toss them in your air fryer, 20 minutes, half hour, and you got yourself yummy, 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 yummy sweet potato fries. And of course, if you don't prefer that and just want regular potatoes, just swap it out in that manner. Same thing, or use your oven if you prefer. I like to have yummy frozen spinach. Okay, again, drained, thawed out. I like to make what I call a crustless quiche. Again, spinach, eggs, Parmesan cheese, perhaps a little bit of half and half, a little bit of chopped onion, and toss that thing into the oven at 350 for, like, I don't know, 25, 30 minutes. Check on it. Depends on how many eggs you put in there. I usually make it with 4 eggs, so it's like 4 servings. So yummy. And, just could enjoy that. Again, relatively inexpensive. And that's the whole idea. You're working with vegetables, you're working with convenience, and so on and so forth. You know what I've learned to enjoy in the last few years? You're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it because I used to spend a lot of money on fresh mozzarella just to cut it up in slices and to eat like the good one, like not the shredded one in the bag that's good for everyday homemade pizza or topping or something like that. No, fresh actual mozzarella, the kind that you cut down and like so yum 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 with a little bit of olive oil and stuff like that. I don't do that anymore because fresh mozzarella by me is really really expensive. Hopefully the price will come down on that. Fingers crossed, right? But it is so good. I regard it as a treat. I'll have that around the holiday season. But I discovered a swap out for that. It works for me. How many of you out there like tofu? What? Jan, tofu, mozzarella. No, no, no. It's similar. It's not exact, okay? But to me, if you enjoy slicing down fresh mozzarella slices and eating it like that, cut out your tofu in your favorite slices. Maybe take a little paper towel and take out some of the moisture. Salt it up with salt and pepper or garlic powder, whatever you like, and perhaps a little bit of a hint of that little bit of olive oil drizzle on that. It makes a great fresh mozzarella substitute for eating it like that. Guilt free, by the way, guilt free, and for a fraction of the price. Sometimes for breakfast, ever get those days when you just don't want to cook? You don't want to go spend your money outside eating, but you're not in the mood necessarily of per se cooking. I will take my tofu out. I will slice it up with a little pinch of garlic salt or garlic powder, whatever you like. Now, you're probably saying, Jan, that is such an unconventional breakfast. I don't care. Tofu is protein. It is a cheap form of protein. Okay, it's made from soybeans. Okay, so I have zero guilt eating that. I'm just sitting there, just picking on my sliced mozzarella swap out. Okay. For me, it works. So give it a whirl if you're curious. Some people actually, again, they dry it up. They put a little bit of flour on there, a little bit of maybe panko, and maybe they fry it. I haven't tried that yet, but to me, it sounds like it could be similar to the flavor of fried mozzarella sticks. That might be a thought. Again, we're working with vegetables and beans. I mean, come on now, very, very inexpensive. Um, and speaking of which, how many of you folks out there enjoy hummus? If I could find a nice tub of hummus, can I tell you, on that website, the fresh one that begins with letter A, and I don't make a dime for mentioning them at all whatsoever. I am not affiliated with Amazon other than being a really, really good shopper on Amazon. But if you ever go onto the Amazon Fresh website, I highly recommend their version of hummus. It is a fraction of the cost that I've seen in other places. Okay. So it's like their store brand version. By the way, have you ever tried chocolate hummus? I know, I'm not even kidding you. There is such a thing as chocolate hummus, not just the traditional regular one. No, no, no. The chocolate hummus, it makes you feel guilty a little bit. It reminds me of, like when you open up a can of chocolate frosting and, you kind of sneak in a little half a spoon there. It's sort of like being a kid and, licking the bowl when your mother just made a cake. Remember those days? But with the chocolate hummus, I'm telling you, this is, in my honest opinion, guilt free. You do not taste beans. Okay. Probably saying, blah, chocolate hummus. I'm telling you, it is so frapping good. I mean it, just saying. Now, going to let on to a secret. I never thought the day would come. Never. In capital bold print letters. Never in my lifetime would I have ever thought that I would actually enjoy avocado. You probably even heard me in the past go, oh, avocado has zero taste. I was wrong. I might have tried a bad avocado. See, I was blessed. Somebody gifted me with an avocado that was perfectly ripe, perfectly soft, not too mushy. No, no, not too, hard. No, this was absolutely. So I just cut it open. I didn't put anything on it. Okay. Cut it open and I scooped it out. I didn't put it on bread. No avocado toast. No flavoring it up with other things. No, 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 no. I just had it as is. Oh, I was in heaven. Now I know why a lot of people enjoy it. I just kept thinking about that other avocado that, that one time only avocado, saying, oh, this has zero taste. Why should I bother with this? Blah, 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 blah. Nope. I'm glad I tried it again. Because when I first saw like this little gift of the avocado, I'm like looking at the person like, you think I'm going to try this? I didn't say that to the person. I said, oh, thank you very much. But it was really, really, it was really good. So I did try it. I did like it. What is this telling us? This tells me, anyway, at least for myself, always keep an open mind when you're trying other foods. Okay. Now, I just mentioned a bunch of vegetables. A lot of them you could get them either frozen, you get it fresh, whatever works for you, and whatever the best price you can get in your locality. Why not? So just keep an open mind. I mean, I saved a bundle of money one week when I said on purpose, just for the fun of it, I would like to have a vegetable based dinner every single night. And that's what I did. And then I also included the like tofu options for breakfast or for snacks. When you want a little protein, sometimes you just want to grab some protein without cooking it, without baking it, without the high calories, without all the fat. You see where I'm going with this. It is really important to keep those like available. Like my mother used to like to, when I was a kid, I remember this specifically. She used to like to make skinny carrot sticks, have them ready in the refrigerator, or some sliced apple. You see where I'm going with that. And it is true, like when like a hunger pang attacks, you're like, I don't want to right away, knee jerk reaction, reach for something that I shouldn't have. And by the way, I am convinced of this. If you don't have that like junk food element in your home or apartment, more than likely you're not going to bother to get dressed, go to the car, or trudge out of the house late or whatever, just to buy junk food or spend that money. If you have healthier but fun options, healthier food does not mean you are stuck with boring options. No, that's the chance to get creative, and we have that opportunity. So let's do a meal plan overhaul the frugal way. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate everybody's time. Don't forget to come back in the future. And also, don't forget to click like, click like, click like. I'll never understand something. I'm baffled by one thing, and then I'm going to go. If a person, a listener, a viewer, is so sweet and so kind to listen all the way to the end and they don't tap the like button, I'm confused. Obviously, the person liked the video. If you didn't like the video, why did you let it go all the way? Unless you forgot about it or the phone rang or something like that. That does happen. Well, anyway, thank you for your view and thank you just for being here. I really do appreciate everybody's time. Super thanks are always welcome. And have a great day. Take good care of yourself and your amazing family. Thank you.